played this record as frequently as possible.
Welcome to Hard Hats and Hootenanny's 5th episode. I know it's been a while. I'm too cheap to buy more time on Buzzsprout. Thank you, Buzzsprout. It's actually very affordable. It's only $12 or something like that. Today, we got a guest you might recognize, Cherry Poppins from Grey's Anatomy, episode 2, I believe. Welcome back.
Hey, I'm back.
So what's new? What's been happening? What's new? Poppin' cherries?
Poppin' cherries?
Oh, greasy.
I don't know about that.
You probably think that's a little bit of a derogatory name, but I just think it suits you.
Well, I had originally gone with Mary Poppins.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But you changed that one.
No. We
Cherry Poppins.
mutually agreed to Cherry Poppins because it's way more funny.
Right. Maybe the listeners will like that one.
Oh, well, I'm probably going to name this episode. I'm probably going to name it Grey's Anatomy Part 2. Actually, no, I'll name it Cherry Poppins. That'll be more
Or
funny.
Poppin' Cherries?
No. Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll see when it comes down to it. So, sticking to the original plan, gonna have the podcast once a week, but I'd want to do more. I might dust out the old cobwebs and pay for the $12 thing if I give you guys an extra 2 episodes per month. And it's been tough getting people in here to do the pod, but I know I've already complained a bunch about it, but it seems that after having 3 people do it with me, 4 people, I guess. No, 3 because I did one myself. That more people are starting to want to come on, and they're sounding pretty serious. So we got a pretty sweet lineup coming up this month. We got a coworker of mine. Probably be the last episode this month, and then we're gonna have brothers, and I'm hoping they'll be good. One's gonna be a Zoom call, so hopefully the quality's alright. I try to do my best to edit it, but it's gonna be deadly, boys, and I really want you guys to tune in and listen.
Boys and ladies.
Well, I don't know how many ladies are listening.
You never know.
No.
You never know.
No, I guess you don't. I mean, I don't know who watches. It doesn't tell me anything. So it literally just says downloads on the buzz. I don't even know what that means. Is that listens, or is that people who downloaded it to their phone? That'd be sick.
It's interesting.
It's definitely different. Anyways, back to what's going on.
Just a whole lot of work.
Yeah, so you've had run-ins at work, new employees.
Yeah, new hires, new manager.
It's
been interesting.
Just new everything, new all the time.
Kind
it's just
of.
a revolving door of employees at your place.
Yeah, good ones, bad ones.
Yeah, some that are sexual.
Well, not really, but...
Well, why don't you tell us about this individual?
Well, this new hire, he's a little different, but I'm not going to go into that. Anyways, lately he's just been shoulder nudging me. Oops, I didn't see you there. Oops, sorry, ran into you. It's just really cringy.
Oh my goodness. The guy's trying to rizz you up.
He's rizzing me up.
Is it valid rizz?
No.
It's just creepy.
It's just creepy.
Some people's ways of getting girls are kind of funny.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny trying to get women. Back in my single days, or even my friends' single days, it's just funny that what some of my buddies would say to try to pick up women. It's based straight up lie, almost. Telling stories and stuff and trying to impress them over text, and back in my day it was MSN and BBM and
Oh, I remember MSN. You'd nudge people.
Yeah, or Facebook, completely different back then. There wasn't Facebook Messenger at all, so it's funny how oh, I liked her picture, I hope she notices that, and then we could talk. And
I remember
weird.
that. Yeah.
Nowadays it's you have to you go this extra mile to get a girl, and like you have to commit like to texting like all the time. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. We need attention.
Yeah, but sometimes like you do that and you just put in all this effort for nothing.
To meet the love of your life. Find
Not,
your
like,
Tinderella.
I would say honestly, Tinderellas, that's like a 99% chance you ain't getting a Tinderella on Tinder. Like it's a 1% chance.
Why do you say that?
Well, I got, of the many girls I've messaged over Tinder, a lot of them would eventually just ghost.
Well, it's hard with Tinder. Like, when I was on Tinder, your matches aren't organized. And then if, like, you understand the whole thing of guys messaging first, you end up with, like, just a swamp of messages. And you're like, okay, who's who?
Oh,
Not
yeah,
to sound
well, like,
bad, but...
Yeah, like for guys, it's... and by no means this is not a dating podcast. It's just more of a little bit of a rant.
A little rant, yeah.
For guys, it's like I would remember sitting there, me and my buddies, and we'd all have Tinder open, just swiping right as fast as possible. Get like maybe 2 matches, and then you'd see like, oh, right on, and it's some grossly overweight woman, and then they message you, and you're like, ooh.
I've never messaged first. It always made me nervous.
Yeah, I feel like some of the like supremely overweight women are just desperate.
I can't say anything to that.
Well, obviously, because you're not supremely overweight. Like I'm talking women
Well,
that like are,
I would say otherwise.
Well, no, not the kind of women that I've fucking matched with. Like I remember this one Tinder match from town when I was living in town. Matched with her. She ended up living just up the road. So I was like, oh, that's nice. I don't have to drive 45 minutes to the city to meet up with a disgusting Tinder date. So I drove up the road, picked her up, and as soon as she walked out of her house, I regretted what I did.
Catfished.
Kinda. And that's the thing. Like a lot of grossly, like I'm talking obese women will take a picture of themselves, just their face, and then I want to say they edit it so like they have like that skinny looking face, and then that catches me off guard because I'm thinking, oh God, this really hot girl just matched with me. Get to know them, they're pretty cool. Go meet them, you're like, oh fuck, 10 feet tall, 800 pounds.
Hey, they need love too.
I know, it's just annoying. Like everyone needs love and whatnot, but
I get it. Just not your type.
no.
Not
taller and bigger than me. Like I'm 6'1", and like I'm not skinny, but like.
Well, okay. So when I went to college, I matched with this guy on Tinder. He seemed pretty good looking. He said, "Let's go hang out, cruise in my truck." So we did, like on my college break. And his hygiene was just horrible. He stunk. Like his face was dirty. He looked like he had to blow his nose. Like, trust me, some guys are the same.
Big boogers hanging out.
Yeah.
Getting you hungry for a snack, eh?
I'm like, no. I'm not a booger eater.
For the people listening, she is a booger eater. I've watched her pick her nose.
Don't believe him. No, but like you just think some people, like you think they'd care about their hygiene, and this guy clearly didn't.
Yeah, well, hygiene is definitely key. Back to my Tinder story from town. I followed through with the date. It wasn't a long date. I tell you what, I picked her up and my truck's lifted pretty tall. Barely could get in. Like, so I was like, well, you just like, original plan was I was going to take her to the city and maybe supper and a movie or something. And I didn't want to do that. So I was like, oh, let's just drive around town. So we drove around town. It was like a snowstorm at the time. So we were just drifting around town. And then I was like, oh, I got to go now. So I dropped her off. And then she's just standing outside staring with like a super awkward smile. I was like, oh, do you want like a hug or something? And she's like, yeah. And then I was like, okay. So I got out and hugged her, and I was like, then she's really looking at me, like staring into my soul. And I was like, do you want to kiss or something? She's like, yeah. So then I kissed her for like a couple of seconds, and I was like, gotta go. Got back in the truck and left, and then ghosted her.
It was them green eyes.
Oh my God. It was just fucked up, dude. I've never had an experience like that, and I was like, oh my God. As soon as I saw her walk, I should have just drove away. But the shitty thing was she lived like a block up the road, like 2 blocks, maybe 3 blocks. And she knew where I live. Like, as soon as she saw the truck, she knew where I lived, because it's a super small town. So it's not like I could just like, oh, and then like I was afraid she was like come knock at the door or some shit.
Well, why don't you tell the listeners about that other girl? Didn't she like stalk you?
No, I don't have anyone that stalked me.
Yeah, you told me she lived in an apartment not far from you.
Oh, that
girl.
one. I wouldn't call it stalking, but it was definitely some sort of obsession.
That's fucking weird. I can see you through your living room window. Like, what?
Yeah, she's not from town. She's from a town north of town, about 45 minutes north. And she moved to town and got this apartment literally 1 block away. Could see into our living room because I remember her messaging me once. Oh, I could see that you're watching TV right now. Do you want to hang out? I was like, oh my God.
That's so creepy.
I looked at my phone. I was like, fuck, close the blinds. I was like, this is fucked up. Then I ended up ghosting her. And then maybe a year and a half later, matched with her again on Tinder, and I knew right away who it was. And then right before I deleted her, because I already knew it was coming. I tried to delete her, but before she messaged me, I was like, fine, I'll just check it out. And then she's, talked a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then I was like, just kind of ghosted her still. Then coincidentally, I went to the bar to pick up beer because I was going to a friend's house for a bonfire. And of course she's there, sees me, calls me out by name. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I had my buddies in my truck waiting for me. So I buy my beer, talk with her for a bit. I gave her my phone number, mistake. So we're driving to the bonfire. She calls me, no joke, like 15 times. And it pissed me off. Like, I don't know. I was just really mad. And so I ghosted her that time. And then the next morning, I woke up, it was like 10. The next morning, I saw a text from her. Oh, sorry, that was my friend calling you. Lies. That was not your friend.
That's a lie.
Yeah. That was not you. That was you. I was like, fuck.
She wanted you.
Oh, yeah. She had an obsession. Weird.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, sometimes women can be just really crazy.
Right. Anyways. You think they're getting sick of our Tinder talk yet?
I don't know. It's kind of fun to talk about, actually.
It is, yeah. So many stories.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, it's definitely different for guys with Tinder than it is for women. Like, I definitely understand. There's like probably about 1,000 simps on Tinder, and any match they get, they just right away, oh, hi, and that's all they say. Well, you got to come up with the pickup lines.
Oh, those are so sickening, though. Like, hey, if you were a vegetable, you'd be a cucumber.
Well, that's just lame, though. Got to have like a really creative lines.
I got a lot of lame ones. Others were like, aw, but yeah.
Well, let's get back to what the pod is actually about. Just some
work?
Some work talk and shit.
Work talk and shit. Anything new at your job?
Oh, no. Well, I just finished working like the past 2 weeks I worked like fucking what's 8 plus 6?
16? You worked a lot of overtime.
8 plus 6 is not 16.
Oh, I thought you said 8 plus 8. Ignore me.
No, I worked like 120 hours in the past 2 weeks. So I've been just busy doing that, and
I
the
can't do
railroad
basic
life
math.
just never ends, man. There's always something. Lots of work and kind of boring. Not really that. It's kind of like I usually work at a shop, but this time I got to work at like something a little different, and I work there once in a while. So it's pretty fun to go, get out of the shop sometimes. And it's not like it's very far. It's literally like a 2-second drive from our apartment.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And I like that because it just recently snowed.
Oh, the weather.
Drivers on the road, horrible.
I mean, a lot of people weren't prepared with their winter tires, so, I give it to some people.
Yeah, no, but like I don't have winter tires and I just drive normally. You drive to conditions, you stay in the right lane if you can't drive. Or like if you're going slow, stay in the right lane. I shouldn't say if you can't drive. If you think it's icy out and you're scared, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Stay in the right lane.
Yeah.
People or don't stop when you're trying to enter the highway.
I mean, I've done it. I've been nervous on icy roads.
And that's valid because I've
have
been
to
nervous
take
in
her
icy roads
slow.
too. And I don't have winter tires and my car sucks when I don't have winter tires.
Yeah, winter tires definitely make a difference.
Yeah, like last week. Like I was just saying, where I'm going to work, it's like 5:20 hitting the highway. And this fucking goof literally came to almost a complete stop on the entrance. There's no traffic at that early in the morning. There's literally no one on the highway.
What happened?
Well, I was like, holy fuck. So I sharp left. And before, like the dotted lines where you're supposed to enter, I entered well before that because Buddy came to almost a complete stop.
Oh, that's so unsafe.
Oh, it's just ridiculous what some people, I don't know what people think. I want to know what goes through the mind of someone like that, or people who tailgate heavy. I hate that. Stop doing that.
I've done that for sure before.
Well, I've done it too when I'm
when you
pissed
get
and the guy's going
impatient.
super slow in the passing lane. But if I'm doing 120 on the highway, why are you tailgating me? We're already speeding.
Yeah. It's like where do you have to be so fast?
Yeah. Oh, you're doing 125? What?
Yeah.
This guy's in the way.
Get out of my way. Well, to be honest, the snow hit us out of nowhere. Pissed me off.
I mean, at first, like the first snowfall was like kind of a joke, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was so crazy." And then, like the following 4 days after that, I was like, "Oh,
we got
okay, like
hit
it's like a
hard.
little bit serious."
Now it's cold, and I think it melted today, but it's here to stay, I think.
Yeah. I personally like snow, but I used to own. Well, I've owned sleds for most of my life, but I just sold them. Trying to buy a house. Housing market's fucking shitty. Got some money saved, but it's not close enough. I mean, if it was like 4 years ago, it'd be definitely fine. We could have bought a house by now.
Times are tough.
Yeah, they are. Actually, it was kind of funny because I was just talking to a guy from work about this. We make good money at work, but in today's day and age, it's not enough. You almost need to make double what I make to be comfortable.
Well, yeah. With groceries and stuff.
Oh, yeah, and I was telling him, like, man, like, that's why, like, I like where I work now. Like, I mean, like, I have my days where I don't like it and stuff, but I like it now. But some of the jobs that I Googled, like, in Western Canada and stuff like that, like $200,000 salaries. Fly in, they fly you, they supply the tools, they supply everything. You live at a camp and you just collect money and work.
Holy.
And I was like, holy
That'd be
fuck. It's like,
nice.
it works up to like some ridiculous, it's like 140, 150 an hour or something like that. And I was like, man, super tempting. But the only thing is, like, I'm not, like, my ticket isn't the ticket that they're looking. So I doubt they would hire me. And I wouldn't just apply for something like that without consulting my significant other.
Well, yeah, because you'd be away from home lots.
Mm-hmm.
That would kind of suck. Well, it depends on what kind of life you want to live.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make money. And then I realized like the other day that I'm grossly underpaid, even though I make a decent wage.
Aren't we all?
I was looking around at like what other people are paying around the city, and it seems like the low 40s is the new low. And I'm making like mid 30s.
Wow.
So it's like, fuck.
Well, yeah, every day I'm like, can I just quit my job with no backup plan? Just see where life takes me.
Yeah, that's risky business. I don't like that.
It's risky,
I don't feel good with that kind of risk.
You need a backup plan.
Yeah, you do. Like, or like have a job lined up or something. Like,
yeah,
I would never quit without having a job already at hand. Like, if I quit, I'd be like 2 weeks off and then start. Because I'd tell them, yeah, I'll start in a month, and then quit, put my 2 weeks in, work 2 weeks, have 2 weeks off to get myself prepared, and then go to my new job. Like, that's what I've done in the past.
I think that's what most people do.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really need money fast. Like, I've also done, like, where I've needed money right away. So, you know how there's always that lull with the first paycheck? It's like, if you get paid weekly and you just start, usually you wait, like, 2 weeks, then you get a paycheck.
Yeah. Well, I get
you come
paid
in, like,
bi-weekly.
always come in, like, mid-pay period or something.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I've also done like, when I got laid off at my current job when I was on the road, my first year in, I secured my old job after I got laid off, so I didn't have to go on EI, because EI's for bums. Unless you want to be on EI because you're getting hired back in a couple months. See, I didn't get the call back for 6 months. I can't just be not working and sitting on EI for 6 months. I'd be broke.
That's a long time.
Oh, yeah, and EI would probably at that time pester you to get a job by then, because they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm sitting at home. Like, it's been 6 months. They're not calling you.
But here's what's confusing. Yet so many people do that. They just sit on EI.
Yeah, so like, I don't like sitting on EI. Like, I did it before, but I was like in doing my levels at school, so I knew, right? Like, I was only in school for like a month, so they'd 2 EI checks and then go back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was I even talking about?
Well, EI. I had a friend on EI. And then come tax season, she did her taxes. She's like, I got like $4,000 back. I'm like, how? You don't even work. She was collecting EI. And here, like, full-time workers, we have to pay.
Yeah, well, not everyone. Like, it depends on
not
the
everyone.
wage.
I guess in, the tax bracket you're in.
Oh, with all of my overtime, I'll definitely be paying like a lot more than usual.
But it just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, because actually I calculated it. I make like a little over $2,000, not much over, like maybe $2,050 a week if I work 80 hours. But if I work 60 hours, I make like $1,700. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Also, I was talking to a buddy at work about this. If I work 40 hours a week for 2 weeks, I'll make more than working 80 hours of straight 40-hour overtime.
Huh.
So if I work 40 hours and just my base pay, 40 hours, it works out to more money than if I worked 80 hours in 1 week.
Okay.
And which is weird, because 40 hours is double time, or time and a half.
This is weird how that works, hey?
Well, it's taxes. That's just how they get you.
Taxes, yeah.
Big Trudy taking all my money away. Gotta reduce the deficit because budget's not balancing itself anymore.
That's like when I work overtime. I just bank my time because I'm able to do
Sometimes I wish I could do that because I would work like 8 hours overtime and I'd be okay with taking the 8-hour loss. Well, because every week I work 4 10s and an 8. And if I could, every other week, bank that 8 hours to get an extra vacation, I'd do that once a month. Or, yeah, I'd do that once a month and have 12 extra days.
Oh, it pays off. It
Like, that would be so
pays
sick
off.
if I could do that.
You know how many long weekends you could have with that?
Well, I could take a day off a month. Plus
Oh,
on
yeah,
top of my
that's what I'm
vacation.
saying. Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing because I want to. How many long weekends? There's more long weekends towards fall. That'd be so beneficial.
Anyways, I bank OT.
Yeah, I feel like if you're only working an hour here
double
and there,
time.
like you don't work much overtime, right?
No, but if I work a day and I bank it as double time, I get 2 days.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's just how it works. But
Yeah, speaking of which, like you get ridiculously good vacation time.
yeah, that's how they get me to stay.
Yeah, I don't. I get like 12 days.
But if you think of it, I've also been with the company for like 9 years.
Yeah, well, actually, I think I'm getting an extra couple days because my 5-year mark is coming up. I wonder if that's like immediate. That'd be pretty sweet if
That'd
it
be
was.
awesome.
Yeah, because I think I go from 12 to like 14 or something.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Because I definitely want to go to Creed. Oh, that's going to be
we were just talking about this.
That's going to be a life-changing concert.
Next year, we're going to Zach Bryan. Pretty pumped. Have
Yeah,
you
that'll be
listened
fun.
to his music yet?
No.
And then, we're thinking of going to what? Creed, you said? Where are you thinking?
Well,
Oh, well.
the States, I think, because Toronto is just too far of a drive, and I don't want to fly there because their airport sucks ass, and I'd rather just drive like 13 hours or less to go watch them. I know, stay at a hotel.
Yeah, Zach Bryan, that won't be far from us, so that'll be cool. But
Nah, that's only like an hour.
couple concerts
Couple
next
hours.
year, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like I'm thinking Creed is going to be...
Well, the guests that are going.
Oh, yeah, there's some good bands going with them.
Yeah, and the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, it's just fucking lame.
Not going to say where, but that'd be a good concert.
No.
I know they're on tour right now.
That is not a good concert.
If I could convince someone to go with me, I would buy tickets.
Yeah, right. Jonas Brothers are just flamers.
It's nostalgic.
No, it's not. It's just stupid.
Come on, don't hate.
Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped. Pretty pumped for the future next year. I hope it's a good year next year.
I hope so. Cross our fingers.
I'm hoping, fuck,
Looking up.
if I really put my mind to it and save money, I'm hoping to get a home, but it's not a for sure thing.
Take your time.
Sometimes I feel like, fuck it, I'll just never buy a house. I'll just rent for the rest of my life and buy like something fancy, like a fancy new truck or something. Like sometimes I think like that, but at the same time it's like, well, I don't want to pay like $900 a month.
Okay, but do you ever wonder, like, you see people from high school, maybe not your age, but like my age or younger, they've got like these nice new trucks, quads, they bought a house. It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, parents or big time debt.
Yeah, lots of loans. Because, like, it's just, I know some people inherit money too.
Oh, like trustees?
Yeah, which, all the power to them, but
Yeah, I don't know, like maybe one day. But also, any New Year's resolution? We're coming to the end of the pod, so got a New Year's resolution?
me? Stick up with this diet plan we're on.
Oh, yeah.
Guess
I
we
was
could talk
thinking
about
about
that
maybe
next time.
getting in the work. I've been watching a lot of bodybuilding videos and starting to get into it. Maybe might check out the gym. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get into some fitness.
Yeah. So we're coming to the end of the podcast, and thanks for listening. Thanks for coming on, Cherry Poppins.
Poppin' cherries. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. And see ya.
Later.